Hey, what's up everyone, TJ here. Today we're testing out the Salomon Sight Snowboard in collaboration with Snowboard Mag. I'm gonna run through all the tech you're gonna find in this thing. I'm gonna share some feedback on how it's feeling out on snow. And big thank you to the magazine for supporting the channel. It is available now if you wanna get your hands on a copy. I'm gonna have that linked down in the description below. Let's check this thing out. All right, real quick for reference before we jump into the tech, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and we're riding the Salomon Sight today in a 156. This is an all mountain focused snowboard on the Salomon lineup, and it does have a directional design to it. You're gonna find a slightly directional outline, so a little bit of a longer nose than tail outside the contact points, giving the board slightly more surface area up front. You're also going to find 3 millimeters of taper, so a slightly narrower tail, reducing the surface area in the back of the snowboard, and a 20 millimeter setback. So the insert packs are shifted a little bit closer to the tail, naturally keeping your weight further back. I think those features are going to help the board out in soft snow, as well as the camber profile. So this thing is going to be camber dominant with positive camber through the main body of the snowboard between the feet, and reverse camber in both the nose and the tail. So that reverse camber is gonna mellow things out a little bit, make the board a little bit less hooky, provide easier turn initiation, and also work together with those directional features to help offer some decent float in softer snow for a more versatile all-mountain experience. You're also gonna find some cork built into the sidewall of this snowboard, placed right under your feet to help provide some dampening as you're out there carving and exploring, as well as an extruded base. So that's going to be less maintenance to maintain a consistent glide, and it's also going to be easier to repair at home if you get a scratch in the base. And that's going to be it for a quick tech breakdown. Let's get into how this board feels out here on the mountain. So the Sight's going to be a very versatile snowboard. It's something you can learn the fundamentals on, but it's going to be a board that you can really progress with as well. As you start riding at higher speeds and exploring new terrain on the mountain, it's going to be capable in a wide variety of conditions. I'd say the flex is right around a mid flex, both lengthwise and torsionally. Going to have a pretty consistent flex throughout the entire length of the snowboard as well. It's going to offer some nice stability, has a pretty responsive feel to it as well as you're out there making turns and carving, and has some good energy to it also with that camber in the body of the snowboard. If you're interested in learning butters and flat ground type tricks, it's definitely something you can do on this snowboard, but it does have a fairly precise feel to it, and you're going to be working against that mid flex and the camber in the profile. So you're going to have to work a little bit harder to find those balance points and get those taller presses. And I will say, if you are going for that type of stuff, definitely pay attention to your edges. Make sure your weight is on your uphill edge so you're not catching as you're out there. And when it does come to park laps, this board's going to be pretty versatile for freestyle type riding as well. The biggest thing I would note is just be mindful of the directionality. Make sure you're not clipping your nose on the way onto rail features or coming off jumps. You got a little bit of a longer nose, so just watch out for that. But you can definitely get some good progression going on both rail and jump features in my opinion. One thing I will say is riding switch does have a little bit of a different feel to it. You do notice that directionality, particularly the taper and setback. Not a huge deal, something I feel like you get used to pretty quickly, but something to keep in mind if you are planning to do some freestyle stuff or do a lot of switch riding on this snowboard. And as far as the carving experience goes, I think you can have a great time on this thing out there exploring the groomers and cruising around the rest of the resort as well. It has a fairly locked in feel to it. That camber definitely comes through, keeping you confident even as you get up to higher speeds. I wasn't really finding much chatter out of this thing. And the reverse camber does make this board easier to turn and initiate turns particularly. So if you're in those early stages of progression, that's going to be a nice bonus to help you out. And overall, I think this board is just extremely versatile for exploring the resort. It's going to have a great feel on groomers. It's going to hold up to cruising around at higher speeds. It's not a board I would hesitate to take into the trees or even try to progress to more advanced terrain as well once you get to that level. Unfortunately, we don't have any soft snow to do a powder test out here today, but like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this board does have quite a bit of directionality to it. So if you do take it out in soft snow and you're trying to use this board as like a one board to do it all, it is going to offer a little bit of a benefit there for you. And provide a little bit of a better powder experience compared to like a true twin snowboard. Overall, I think the biggest standout for me with the Sight is just the general versatility you're gonna find in this snowboard. It's got a sturdy yet manageable feel to it. It's gonna be fun in a huge variety of conditions and a great choice for overall progression, pretty much regardless of your level of riding. Even if you're a beginner trying to learn the fundamentals and have something you can grow into over the next few seasons, or maybe you're more intermediate to advanced rider that's on a bit of a budget and you want something that comes in at a good price and is just gonna be a versatile one board solution for like all mountain focused riding. If you're looking for something like that, consider the Salomon Sight. I'm gonna have this snowboard linked down in the description below if you wanna read a little bit more about it. And if you've had a chance to ride this snowboard, let us know what you think about it down in the comments. You can leave any questions for me down there as well. Drop a like if you got some value. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for watching today, and we'll see you in a new board review next time.